Hi there, it's Peter Orker from Peter Orker Piano Tuition here with another Tuesday tip for better piano playing. And today I want to talk about coordination, and this is firmly and squarely aimed at our beginner pianists, people who are just a little bit beyond the very basics. Coordination is playing with both hands, put simply, and making sure that you play the correct things in each hand. And sounds simple, but it's not simple, especially at the early stages where many beginner pianists do struggle to do something different in their left hand to what they're doing in their right hand. It's a bit like that old trick of tapping your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. You have to have good coordination for successful piano playing, and it, like everything else, it takes practice. One of the first times this rears its head is in scale playing, and in both Associated Board and Trinity exams, hands together scales are incorporated fairly soon in the syllabus. Associated Board actually introduce the C major scale, hands together, just one octave, in grade 1 in fact, and then they have another bunch of scales which are hands separately. Trinity begin hands together scales at grade 2, but then it's straight in with both hands together. Now I'm a great fan of practicing hands separately at first to get good mobility with each hand and accuracy, both in scales and pieces, but it's the point at which you put the two things together where it can unravel. And with scale playing there's a reason for this. It's because the thumb notes don't coincide, and in fact the fingering is different in each hand anyway, so that causes a few coordination problems at first. Well, there's lots of ways of developing good coordination, and what I'm going to show you in today's tip is just one way. It's not the only way, and it's really a development of hands separately practice. I'm going to demonstrate it first on a scale, and then I'm going to show how it can be applied to an actual piece of music. So here we go. This is the stages. First of all, it's back to hand separately. I'm going to use the scale of E major, which is 4 sharps, F sharp, G sharp, C sharp and D sharp. I'm going to use that scale. So the first thing we would do is get thoroughly familiar with the notes and the fingering in each hand. And I would do this one octave to start with. So I'm going to play my E major scale with my right hand. Ascending and then descending one octave, and then I'm going to do the same in my left hand. Clearly the finger patterns are going to be different, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, like this. Now, to work on the coordination of those, here's what we do. Place both hands in the starting position. And it's quite important actually that you put your hands in the proper position to start with before you even play a note. So I'd have, in my right hand for instance, I'd have my thumb on the E, second finger on F sharp, third finger on G sharp, fourth finger ready as well, although it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 1 pattern. Left hand, similar, 5 on E, 4 on F sharp, 3 on G sharp, and so on. But now, so I could just jump in and try playing hands together, but I'm not going to do that because I know my coordination is poor. So I'm going to do my right hand note, then followed by the left hand note. Right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. Quite slowly and deliberately, like this. in the space between playing the right hand note and the left hand note, I'm not just letting my mind drift. I'm not just thinking what am I going to have for tea tonight, or you know, what's on the TV later on. I'm actually consciously thinking right hand, but then I'm thinking what am I going to do in my left hand? Right, it's going to be little finger. And then when I've played that one, I'm thinking now my right hand is going to be second finger. Then my left hand is going to be fourth finger. So I'm consciously always thinking of what is coming next. The next stage is to play that same thing, but a tiny bit faster, more like this. And it might take a while to get to that stage, but you know, there's no rush. Just be patient with it. Take your time. You might find you have to do that, I don't know, several days running, a bit of practice. Right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. And the next stage is almost hands together. And you can do this either right hand, left hand, or left hand, right hand. But this time, you're going to do this. And so on. So it's da-dum, 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 right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, quite quickly. Almost as if one's a grace note to the other. And then you can do left hand, right hand. And so on. So you can hear already we're almost there at the stage where we can put both together. Doing 2 octaves now. Well, that's the right hand, left hand idea devoted to scale playing, or applied to scale playing. Can it be applied to actual pieces? Well, yes it can, but you'll realise, of course, because we're doing that deliberate right hand and left hand separation, the actual rhythm of the piece is going to suffer. So it's one of those stages that you need to get through reasonably quickly if you can, but it will help your coordination. Here's a beginner piece, or fairly straightforward piece. I think it's about grade 1. It's a little Mozart minuet which just starts this, like this. It's just the first 8 bars, enough to show you the principle. If you're struggling with the coordination of that with hands together, well, obviously same method. Start off with right hand by itself and get really familiar with the notes and the fingering. Always try and play musically. Try not to play as if it's a mechanical machine. Try and get some phrasing in there, even at this early stage of practice. And then try your left hand. And then, as with the scale hands together, the first time you try both hands together, you might find that it all collapses in a terrible heap. So here's where the right hand, left hand method kicks in. But as I said, it's going to be impossible to maintain that 3 beats of the bar rhythm at this stage. Don't worry about that for now, but bear in mind, at the back of your mind, that we're going to have to restore that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 rhythm as soon as we can. So that little section done right hand, left hand method will be this. Right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand, 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 left hand, right hand, left hand, and so on through the music. And once again, you can then get that going quicker together like this. And then, as with the scales, like sort of almost like grace notes. And you can hear how the 3 beats in the bar is beginning to creep back in. And then it's a reasonably short step to reasonably short step to here. And you're pretty much there at that stage. Well, I hope those tips helped a little bit in giving you some ideas for tackling any coordination problems you have at the beginning stages of your piano playing career. And so if you enjoyed this, then give me a like and a share, and maybe you might even like to join me for the next Tuesday tip. Take care and bye bye for now.